Okay, so I've cobbled together a way to automatically turn any song or music video from YouTube into a karaoke mix, complete with the vocals removed and accurate word level lyric alignment. It takes a bit of work to set up though, so I wanted to make this video and show you what it looks like and what you might be getting yourself into if you decide to try and set this up yourself. So this is Karaoke Forever. It's an open source web app. You install it on a server or your computer, and it serves this mobile app and also this player. So the idea here is you would have everyone at a karaoke party go to this website you've set up essentially on their phone, and then they would see this and they'd see your collection of karaoke videos here. I've only got 2, but normally you'd probably have a bigger collection. These would be like MP4 videos that would just get played as is, or you can even add like MP3s with CDG files, like basically the old school karaoke files, and then they'll get played over here on the player, which you'd have up on a TV, right? So yeah, everyone would get this website on their phone, look through the songs you have, queue them up, and then they'd get played over here. And it even like switches back and forth between the different singers. So whoever has sung last would get queued up next. Right? It doesn't just play them back in the order that they were added. So yeah, it's really cool. It works really well. Here, I'll show you what it looks like here. So just as an example, here's a look at dummy test file. Right, so that's queued up now. You see it's the only thing in the queue, and over here on the player, if we were to play it, you'd see it going. It even does like milk drop visualizations, which are pretty cool. So this is that old CDG karaoke format. Someone wrote a JavaScript renderer for it. It's pretty cool. So yeah, works, right? Let's see. But the problem is like these karaoke songs are kind of hard to find, right? You can get like a big torrent of them, but you know, it is practically a terabyte file that you'd have to download and get set up, and I don't know, it's a lot of work, right? So I was thinking, like, what if you could just search for YouTube videos? There's basically every song on YouTube as a karaoke version. Not everyone, but a lot of them, right? So that's what I did. So let me show you what that looks like. So over here, there's this new setting for YouTube, and you can enable YouTube search. And really the only thing that this requires is FFmpeg. So you've got to have that installed. And you can hit the test button to make sure it's found. It was, right? So yeah, everything's set up. That's essentially it. Install FFmpeg, check this box, you're good to go. So now over here, if you were to start searching for something, normally if you're searching, it shows you like just what's in the local database. It'll highlight it and let you pick those songs or artists. But with the YouTube search enabled, you also get this search button up top. So if you click that, what it does is in the background, it adds karaoke to whatever the search term here is. So it's searching for Hooverphonic Karaoke on YouTube and finding all of these pre-made karaoke mixes, right? So just as an example, let's try this. It says, you know, this looks like a pre-made karaoke mix. There's nothing else for us to do. We're just going to download it in the background, and you should be good to go in a second. Add this song. Nice, it's been added. That's that. So over here, you'll see that it is now processing's already done. It doesn't take long to just download the YouTube video, right? And then back over here on the player, if we go to the next song, there's the YouTube video that we just downloaded. And again, it's just a pre-made karaoke mix, so there's nothing special we do with it. We just play it as is, right? This is not a very good karaoke mix because it's not highlighting the words or anything, but it is what it is, straight from YouTube. So that's cool, and there's tons of stuff on YouTube, right? Pretty much anything you could want is going to be there. But, you know, sometimes they're not very good karaoke mixes like this where they don't highlight the words. And not everything's on YouTube, but pretty much every song is on YouTube, at least as a normal song. So here's where the crazy stuff comes in. I have also made it so you can automatically create karaoke mixes from any YouTube video, essentially, any song or music video. It takes a little bit more work to set up, but once it's done, it's like magic. Like here, I'll show you how it works. So we check this box, right? It basically needs two things besides FFmpeg. It needs Spleeter, which is this open source project to isolate vocals from the rest of a song. It takes a little bit of work to get that set up. You need Python, and I think you need like a certain version of Python, and TensorFlow. But once it's set up, it's not that big a deal. I've got that installed and it's working. You also need Autolyrics Align service. So this is kind of crazy. Autolyrics Align is a research project that's basically the best way currently to align lyrics, the actual words in the song, to where they are in the video or in the song, right? They get a timestamp for every word. So this is a research project that does that. It's won some contests, I think, for people competing to see how well they can do this. So this is the best one. This is all like real cutting edge stuff right now. This is on the edge of what is possible. But it works pretty well. It wasn't very easy to use though, so I actually created a whole new project called Autolyrics Align Service, which wraps that research project up into something that's really easy to install, or at least easier to install. It patches a few things to let multiple processes run at the same time. It could go a little bit faster and a little more foolproof so it doesn't crash if you give it something that it doesn't like. So you need to install that too. It's not too big a deal, but once you've got it installed, you click that, it's found, everything's working. Okay, so let me show you the magic now. So let me look for another song by this artist I like. Let's do this. So, okay, here's a bunch of results for the night before, right? There's a pre-made karaoke mix. Oh, and this is another thing too. So, before I said I added karaoke to the end of the search query, if you have this enabled, I do two queries, right? One just as what you typed in, and one with karaoke added to the end. And I do those behind the scenes, then mix the results together, right? So that's why you're seeing two different types of results now. So this first one, it's got an hourglass and it says it'll be ready in a few minutes. This is one that we would need to process. It's not a pre-made karaoke mix. So we have to do the Spleeter and the Autolyrics Align processing, and it can take a few minutes. And then this one with the microphone is one that we search for with karaoke at the end of the search query. So that's a pre-made karaoke mix probably, right? So we just play that one as is. So let's do this one. The first thing that happens here is it takes the artist and song title from the YouTube video and tries to match it up to lyrics on genius.com. And it found it. Usually it does. So these are the lyrics of the song. Yep, that's it. It's been added. And we'll go over to the queue now. And we'll say, yeah, it's processing, right? It's already done downloading. Now it's processing the audio. So it's splitting out the vocals and it's aligning those lyrics to the actual words in the song. That'll take a couple minutes probably. So let me show you an example of one that's not quite so easy to align. Let's do Feel by Robbie Williams. Okay, so again, we've got karaoke mixes, but we'll do the official music video, right? So here on Genius, there's a few different matches for this song, right? But in this case, it's going to be just as simple as saying, you know, this first one is the one I'm talking about, Feel by Robbie Williams, not the live version, not I Feel It But I Can't Explain, and not My Feelings For You, just this one. This is what we're talking about. Click it, and that's it. Done. So again, now that one's processing in the background, right? I'll show you one that's even more difficult. Let's look for Rock Lobster by the B-52s. Okay, so I'm going to do this one here. Oh, so yeah, you know, it took a couple minutes, but the night before is all processed now. You see in the queue, it doesn't say it's processing. Whoops. So let's search for Rock Lobster again. So I'm going to add this one. So this one, we couldn't find the lyrics on Genius because the artist name isn't quite right. It's missing an apostrophe here before the S. So sometimes you'll have to make a correction like this just to be able to find the lyrics. So I'm going to put in an apostrophe there. Try again. Okay, it finds it, right? Here's the lyrics for Rock Lobster. So I could say that's it, and it would add that, no problem. But just to show you, if, for example, this is like a really obscure song, or maybe it's a song that even like your friend made or something, you know, the lyrics just aren't on Genius, right? You can actually enter the lyrics yourself. So you click, well, let me enter the lyrics myself, right? It's got the lyrics from Rock Lobster before, but yeah, you could Google and paste the lyrics here if it was something that was really hard to find. You could type them in yourself if you really wanted to. Or if you just don't really care about the lyrics and just want to sing the song, you know it by heart, doesn't really matter, you can say you're good without any lyrics, right? Feel's done now too. Yeah, so we got those two songs done. They only took, you know, a couple minutes each maybe. The idea here is that they're going fast enough. If you have multiple ones running at the same time, you can configure that over here. All right, we've got it configured to do 3 processes at the same time. So, you know, if people start queuing up songs, 3 of them are going to process all at the same time, and hopefully they're going to be running fast enough that by the time whoever's singing the song that's currently up, you know, the next one will be ready to go. So let me show you what this looks like. Oh, real quick, so what do we got? I'll show you the video as it is, so you can see what the difference sounds like. We did night before. Yeah. Yeah. So this is what we did, right? Yeah, night before. So this is the video that we clicked on before. Show you what that sounds like. So of course this is not a karaoke mix yet. This is just the normal music video. So of course there's vocals. We don't want that in our karaoke mix, and there's no lyrics up. We want that if it's a karaoke mix, right? So back here, we've already processed that video. Let's go to the next one. Crazy, right? It's like magic, and it usually works pretty well. It's not 100% perfect, but it's damn near close. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you listen to the whole song, but you know, you can go to the next one. That's Robbie Williams. Vocals are gone, lyrics are aligned word for word. with both beginning and end, so words that are drawn out, take longer to go through. That's the gist of it. So yeah, check out Karaoke Forever. The YouTube part that I made is not part of it yet, but I'm gonna send them a PR request, a pull request, and hopefully they accept it. And they might not, because it's kind of a lot of debt for them to take on, right? That would mean they would want to, manage the code that I'm sending them and make sure it continues to work over time. But if they don't accept it, I'll try and keep my fork up to date. Either way, I'll put links in the description of this video, so you can go check them out. Hope you do.